I know a lot of you want to be wealthy, and I'm going to show you right here, right now, how to find multifamily deals, which for many people is really the foundation of their cash flow and wealth. Multifamily deals can help you build wealth and give you cash flow that can not only help you not have to work as much or not at all, and provide a future for your family, your kids, and leave a legacy for your children. People who buy multifamily deals like me know exactly where to go to find them and exactly what to do to get them. And I'm going to give you the tips on how to do that right now in this video. I'll show you potentially how to have people calling you with multifamily deals before they're even on the market, which happens to me all the time. Imagine people calling you to give you money, okay? Calling you to give you money, emailing you, sending you deals where there's equity. The day you close escrow, you've made money. Imagine that. I'm gonna show you how that's done. If I wanna buy multifamily deals, the first place I go to is LoopNet, LoopNet.com. LoopNet.com is a site that has many multifamily deals that you can look up and will show you the size of the units, the price of the units. We'll often have what's called a broker package, which will show you potentially the rent roll of the current property, or sometimes they give you what's called a pro forma, which is their guesstimate or estimate of what the property could be renting for versus what it is renting for. Both of those things are commonly on the listings on LoopNet. You'll also see the square footage, the price per unit, as well as the location and some description about the property. It will also have the listing broker's number. Now, besides finding multifamily deals, I'm sure you want to close on multifamily deals. So one of Paul's biggest secrets to close on multifamily deals, I'm going to tell you at the very end of this video. And I'm going to tell you this secret made me $1 million in equity just last week. If you watch my videos, I'm always talk to people, right? So if you get on these brokers' email lists, and you speak to different brokers that sell multifamily deals, they will help you find them. Sometimes they'll find you stuff that's on market, it's listed, or they'll find you stuff that's off market, it's not listed. The key is that you gotta be talking and communicating with these brokers and getting their information. Typically what brokers will do is they'll send information to people that are on their list to see what the interest and the feedback is before they put it on the market. So yes, you came here to find out how to find multifamily deals, right? But now I'm telling you how to find multifamily deals that may have a lot of value to you that not everybody knows about. Okay. Apartments.com is another place where you can find a lot of apartments for sale. You put in the state or the zip code or the area you want to be around, give yourself a radius like most other websites, and it'll give you an idea of properties that are available. It'll show you pictures, it'll show you financial information, and it'll give you an idea of the type of property that they are offering. They're all over the place. Some are garden variety, 1 or 2 bedroom properties, 3 bedroom properties that have a pool in the middle and a bunch of doors around in a big U shape with a railing on the top, so people walk along the top and they go in their unit. Some are hallway type units where there's a hallway and doors on either side. Okay, some are high rise, 5, 6, 7, 10 unit buildings that are for sale, where the land is so expensive, like in places like Manhattan, and there's not enough room because it's an island, that they have to go up, right? Other places like maybe Tennessee or Texas or Vegas, where there's a lot of land, a lot of the apartment buildings are 2 or 3 stories, so they're not as big, you see? So apartments.com and LoopNet will show you a wide variety of those properties. Another way to find multifamily deals is to use a search engine like Zillow or Realtor.com or Trulia, and to go ahead and use on the filter 2 to 4 units. So some of you are looking for larger multifamily properties, some of you are looking for smaller. And just so you know, most of us start out with smaller stuff. We bought a condo, was my first property, an office place where I had my chiropractic practice, and then it was duplexes and fourplexes and triplexes and houses, and then, my first multifamily property was 14 units. Key is to start with what you're comfortable with and learn the business. So to find the multifamilies, you can go to Zillow or Trulia, and you could just put 2 to 4 units and look at those. 5 units plus and look at those. That's another great place to find them. Next is realtors and brokers. Just ask. Call up a broker or realtor, say, hey, could you send me everything 2 to 4 units in the city of Austin, Texas, and let me see everything that's for sale. Or Scottsdale, or wherever you're investing, Florida, Tennessee, Iowa, Nebraska, it doesn't matter, right? What's available. And by the way, you don't even need to be in that city to look. I recently looked in St. Cloud, Minnesota, found a triplex, looked like a great deal. I called the broker. Of course it was a great deal. It had 3 offers on it already. Wasn't in escrow yet. Hadn't had an accepted offer, okay? So I could have wrote a 4th. You don't even have to be there, okay? You could go online and find a lot of multifamily properties on these sites. The other way to find multifamily deals, because you're not going to drive around and see a for sale sign on them typically, is to go ahead and start going to conventions or broker conventions or places online where they're talking about multifamily, and get in the mix of people who are in the industry. Lenders are big and brokers are big, as well as people who are in development or who are other investors. Try to find those people in and around your area you want to invest and rub elbows with them. You know, in Las Vegas, where I live, we have conventions and pretty much everything, right? I talk to people all the time who say, hey, I'm going to be down there in October for the Mortgage Brokers Convention. I'm going to be down there in November for the Residential Family Convention, right? So one thing I like about living in Vegas is you never have to go anywhere to see anyone because they all show up, right? So your goal is to show up where people are talking about the subject you're interested in. In this case, real estate, multifamily, commercial brokers. You'll go there and you'll meet 4 or 5 people easily that all lend money on commercial. You'll learn about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. You'll learn about where these deals are found. You'll meet bankers. You'll meet asset managers, all people that have access to property. And so that's another way for you to find and make connections through your network to find real estate and multifamily deals. So if you want help and you want to learn how to find multifamily deals and other things related to, because once you find them, you have to fund them, go ahead and subscribe and join my channel so we can stay in communication. The same thing I'm asking you to do, you got to do. You got to take action, right? Subscribe. So a couple weeks ago, a guy calls me with a deal that's off market. And guess what? The tenants had not had their rent raised in 3 years. The rents were way behind the market, okay? In other words, maybe the rent was $1,000, it should be like $1,200 or $1,300. So they just weren't paying attention. So this deal is 50 units. All I need to do is raise the rents 5 to 7%, and I'm gonna add almost $1 million to the value of the building just by increasing the rents. How did I find out about the deal? He called me. He called me and said, hey, I got this deal. Are you interested in? How did that happen? It happened because I'm in the market. I'm doing deals, right? So if you're talking to people and you're involved in brokers, their job is to make money. They're trying to sell property. That's how they feed their family. If you want to buy property, you got to be in communication with these people that are listing properties and out there looking for properties all the time. They're looking for buyers. They'll get an idea of what you can buy. Many of you are not going to go out and buy a $7.5 million building, okay? You may want to buy a $200,000 or an $80,000 or an $800,000. There's people that buy $70 million bills. There's people that buy $7 million, $700,000, $70,000, okay? I don't know which one you are, but tell them what you're looking for and they will try to find you deals off market through their list of investors or their list actually of owners who they're constantly talking to try to find property to sell. Join me in the next video where I'm going to talk about how you can make more money in real estate than any other type of investing, bar none.